Hey guys, welcome back to another video with AlliJayFitness. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below so you can be notified of all my new videos. For today's video, we are correcting and strengthening your posture. This workout is great for anyone who's sitting a long period of time on their phone, working on their laptop, or anyone who struggles with having good posture. Our first exercise is a cat-cow. For this one, you're pulling your belly button up as high as you can, rounding out your spine, then going in the opposite, arching your back as much as you can. Here, I'm doing a couple of hip circles on each side, really stretching out my back, and I'm also going in both directions. Going back into the cat-cow, and transitioning into the child's pose. For this one, take a couple deep breaths, really stretch out your fingertips, walking your hands out as far as you can. Then we're going to walk the hands over to each side. You should be feeling the stretch in your lower back and on the side that you're extending. Once you walk your hands over to the other side, you should be feeling the stretch on the opposite side. While you're here, take a couple of deep breaths and really focus on extending your arms as much as possible so you get that deep stretch within your chest and your back. After you finish up with child's pose, get a couple of shoulder rolls, and then we're going to go into some torso rotations. For this one, it's really important that you're looking at both directions when you rotate your spine. You don't want to leave your head in one direction. Our next exercise is a shoulder external rotation. You're going to start with your arms by your side at a 90-degree angle. You're going to externally rotate your arms, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Once you finish up with the external rotations, we're going into a couple shoulder rolls and then going into horizontal external rotation. You're going to start with your arms away from you at a 90-degree angle with your palms facing the floor. Rotate your arms backwards as much as you can. You're going to be feeling this in the back sides of the shoulders. Once you rotate back, squeeze for a second so you can feel the muscles contracting. Get 2 sets of 10 reps for both of these exercises. Once you finish up with the shoulder external rotations, our next exercise is the mobility overhead reach. You're going to start with your elbows pointed towards the floor and your palms facing out. You're going to squeeze the shoulder blades at the bottom and really reach your palms all the way up as much as you can. At the bottom of the exercise, really try to reach your elbows together as if they were going to touch, and it's going to really stretch out the chest. Here you can see I'm trying to squeeze my elbows back and down as much as I can, really squeezing my back muscles. Once you finish up with about 10 reps of those, we're going to lay down and do the exact same exercise. Try to keep your elbows and your palms on the floor the whole entire time throughout this exercise. If your elbows or your palms are not touching the floor, that's okay. That means you just need to practice more and your posture will get a little better. Once you finish up with 10 reps of the mobility overhead reach, we're going to get 10 reps of hip raises. Make sure that your core stays tight throughout the whole entire exercise and you're driving through your heels to reach your hips up, really squeezing your glutes tight at the top together. I recommend going at a slower pace than you normally do for exercises and really try to focus on stretching out your body and really contracting your muscles. Once you finish with the 10 reps of hip raises, we're going to go back to the mobility overhead reach and get another set of 10 reps. focus on taking some deep breaths and really extending your arms as high as you can. Don't forget that as you pull your elbows down, you're squeezing your shoulder blades together at the bottom. We'll be doing one more set of 10 reps of the hip raises. This one is really important to do if you are sitting extra amounts of time because the front sides of your hips are getting really tight, so this does the opposite and stretches them out. Make sure that as you raise your hips up that you aren't overextending your back. You want your spine to be in a line. After I finish with the hip raises, I really like to pull my knees up to the chest and rotate from side to side so I can stretch out my lower back. For our next exercise, you're going to be on your belly. You're going to pull opposite arm and opposite leg up, alternating each side. This exercise is called an alternating low back extension. This exercise is great for strengthening your lower back and all the muscles surrounding your shoulder blades. Once you finish 10 reps of the alternating low back extension, we're going to transition into both arms and both legs at the same time. This is called a low back extension. Make sure that as you come down to the floor that you're completely exhaling and you're releasing the tension from your lower back. To pull your legs off the floor, you're squeezing your glutes together and lifting up. For our next exercise, you can grab a bar, a stick, a pole, or even a resistance band will work. You're going to keep your lower half on the floor and you're only going to be raising your arms. Make sure that your head is staying in a neutral position. So if you look closely, just my nose is touching the mat, so my chin is staying retracted. Also, I have hypermobility, which makes me more flexible than the average person. So if you can't reach that high, that is completely fine. You won't look as weird as me. You should be feeling this one on the back sides of your shoulders. Once you finish 10 reps of those, you're going to grab the pole with a wide grip with a slight bend in your elbows and pull your arms all the way back behind you and then back in front of you. Here you're stretching out your rotator cuff and also the front of the chest. You can see the hand positioning a little easier when I move towards the front. Make sure your grip is wide, slight bend in the elbows, and pull your arms back behind and back in front. Once you finish 10 reps of those, we're going to transition into around the world mobility stretch. For this, you're going to start with a straight arm, bring it back around your head, bend the elbow, straighten out the opposite arm to bring it back around in front. Make sure with this one that you're getting both sides. After you get 5 reps on each side, we're going to go back down to our belly and you're going to get glute hyper extensions. Here you're keeping the upper portion of your body on the floor and only lifting up the legs. With this, you're squeezing your glutes together, pulling your legs off the floor. Once you get to the top, squeeze the glutes really tightly together and slowly release the tension on the way down. Once you finish 10 reps of the glute hyperextensions, we're going to be wrapping this workout up with 3 yoga poses. First, I'm going into child's pose, really taking some deep breaths and giving myself time to relax. Then I'm going to transition into downward dog when I feel ready. For downward dog, we're going to walk your feet towards your palms. Make sure your heels are pressed into the ground. Make sure your bottom is in the air and your head is down by your arms. You should be looking behind you and not at the floor. We're going to finish up with the cobra pose. For this one, you're going to push your hips down to the floor, arch your back. While you press your palms through the floor, make sure you have a big chest and you're squeezing your shoulder blades in the back. After squeezing all of those lower back muscles together, I like to go back into the child's pose to finish things off. Thank you so much for watching this mobility workout, and I hope to see you guys next video.